People like to say love is about sacrifice. They say being a mother means putting yourself last. They say strength is staying, even when it hurts. For years, I believed that. I believed that if I endured quietly, my children would grow up whole. That if I swallowed my pain, they would never feel it. That if I stayed no matter the cost, I was doing the right thing. But no one ever warned me what happens when you stay so long for others, that you forget who you are. My name is Rose, and this is the story of how I stayed for the kids and slowly lost myself. When I married their father, I truly believed we were building something lasting. We were young, hopeful, full of plans. Our first apartment was small, but it felt like a palace because it was ours. We talked about the future late into the night, children, careers, growing old together. And when our first child was born, everything felt possible. I remember holding my daughter for the first time, her tiny fingers wrapped around mine, and thinking, I will protect you from everything. Back then, love felt simple. The change didn't come with shouting or slammed doors. It came quietly. Longer work hours, shorter conversations, silences that stretched across the dinner table. At first, I told myself it was stress, bills, responsibilities, life. I adjusted. I always adjusted. When he came home tired, I stayed quiet. When he forgot anniversaries, I made excuses for him. When affection faded, I blamed myself. That's what women do when they're trying to keep a family together. I remember the first night I cried alone in the bathroom. I sat on the floor, hugging my knees, trying not to make a sound because the kids were asleep. I looked at myself in the mirror and barely recognized the woman staring back. She looked tired, older than her years, lonely even in a full house. That night, the thought crossed my mind. What if I left? But then I imagined my children waking up in a broken home, and the thought terrified me. So I stayed. Staying stopped being a decision. It became a routine. I stayed when conversations turned cold. I stayed when respect faded. I stayed when my needs became invisible. I became the glue holding everything together. School lunches, doctor's appointments, homework, laundry. I told myself, this is motherhood. But deep down, something inside me was disappearing. I used to laugh loudly. I used to dream. I wanted to go back to school, to travel, to write. But dreams don't survive long when they're always postponed. I'll do it later, I said. When the kids are older. Later kept moving. And slowly, I stopped asking myself what I wanted. One evening, my son looked at me across the kitchen table. Mom, he asked, why don't you smile anymore? The question hit me harder than any argument ever could. I laughed it off, said I was just tired. But that night, I cried quietly into my pillow, because my child had seen what I was trying so hard to hide. Staying didn't protect my children the way I thought it would. They felt the tension. They learned silence instead of communication. They watched me shrink. And without realizing it, I taught them a dangerous lesson. That love means endurance, not joy. That lesson still haunts me. The breaking point didn't come from a fight. It came from exhaustion. I woke up one morning and felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. Just emptiness. And that scared me more than pain ever had. Because pain means you still care. Emptiness means you're disappearing. Leaving wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. I packed slowly. I explained gently. The kids cried. I cried. But I told them the truth. Not all of it, but enough. I need to be okay, I said. So I can be a better mom. That was the hardest sentence I've ever spoken. Starting over in my 40s felt terrifying. I doubted myself every day. But slowly, pieces of me returned. I laughed again. I breathed again. I remembered what it felt like to exist, not just survive. Years later, my daughter said something I'll never forget. Mom, she said, I'm proud of you for choosing yourself. That's when I realized something powerful. Staying doesn't always mean loving. Sometimes leaving teaches your children how to respect themselves. If you're listening to this and you're staying for the kids, please hear me. Children don't need perfect families. They need healthy parents. You are allowed to matter. You are allowed to choose yourself. You are allowed to be more than just strong. This is Voices of Rose, and this is the story of how staying almost broke me and leaving finally saved me.